Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to another interesting episode of the Friday Night Hangout. I'm so excited to welcome you to another interesting episode. My name is Joy Onyeso. Of course, I'm your host. And it's always exciting for me to show up every Friday night. As always, I want to know how your week has been. And in particular today, how has your day been? Mine has been very eventful, interesting, inspiring. So I want you to use the comment section to just let me know how you're doing. I really want to know how you're doing. You know I care. I use the hashtag TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Hashtag FNH Friday Night Hangout. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another interesting episode of the Friday Night Hangout. My name is Joy Onyeso. Of course, I'm your host. And okay, we're back. Something big is really brewing. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Yes, yes, yes. But before I go into that, that will be much later to tell you something big you should expect, something interesting you should expect. I want us to get ready for our conversation tonight and get your writing materials. If you're using your journal, you're using your smartphone, I want you to get something to drink or nibble on. For the next few minutes, we're going to have a very interesting conversation on mindfulness and self awareness. Yes. Now, this topic is very apt. A lot is happening these days, and a number of us are setting goals. A number of us want to leverage on certain things happening to take us to the next level. Now, there are certain key things you need to do, and being self aware and mindful are two key things that can help you change the game. So, we're going to be discussing that tonight. Before we delve into the conversation, I just want to encourage someone out there who is listening to me tonight. Perhaps you're right here live in the program or you're watching this replay. I want to let you know that you're worthy, you are enough as you are. And listen, you're not alone. Things may be going so rough right now, but just know this. At the end of every dark tunnel is the light. And you will definitely get to your light. Your light will shine so bright that nations will be drawn to your light. I don't know what it is that has been placed in your hands. Just know that you're going through a refinement process. Gold becomes so beautiful because it has been refined by fire. That challenge, that barrier you think is limiting you, is expanding you and opening up limitless opportunities for you to sell and become the best version of yourself. And just know this that I'm your sister in journey. Just know that I'm right here cheering you on because I know that you have all that it takes to achieve what has been laid in your heart. So tonight, we're going to talk about how can you be mindful? How can you remain self-aware in the midst of everything happening and still take result-focused action to achieve your goals? This month, it's already halfway gone, right? We still have the months of September, October, November, and December. Now, listen, I don't want you to start fretting, getting worried, feeling overwhelmed that you haven't achieved your target. Trust me when I tell you, in 30 days, you can change the trajectory of your life if you remain consistent and practice self awareness and mindfulness. Sometimes great things are won in the little, seemingly little actions we take every day. Remaining consistent on learning certain habits and reconstructing positive habits that can take us to the next level. Now, what does it really mean to be mindful or to be self aware? Being mindful simply means that you show up, you're present, you participate, you're engaged, you enjoy the moment, right? You know how sometimes you're in a place, like some of us right here listening to me, watching me right now. You may be here watching me, but your mind is distracted, going in 1,000 directions. You're not being mindful. And when you're not mindful, you will miss opportunities. You will miss a number of things. So when you decide to show up, take the responsibility of being fully present. Take the responsibility of participating. Take the responsibility of engaging. You can't be in an environment and you're so distracted, you do not even understand what is happening around you. Perhaps even in your marketplace, your business space, your professional space, things are happening, but you do not know what really is happening because you're not paying attention. You're feeling overwhelmed, you're distracted, and you're just showing up and showing up anyhow without really being present. So, what we're talking about today is how can we be so mindful of who we are, how we show up, what we do, and really the kind of future we're designing for ourselves. Now, self awareness is also part of being mindful, right? Because when you're self aware, it means that you know who you are. So, if I'm to ask you tonight, who are you? What would your response be? Now, beyond your name, beyond what you do, what do you really know about yourself? So, I want you to take a moment, step back, and write down what comes through for you. Who are you? I want to get to meet you. So if you're in a party or you're in a conference or you're in the church and someone walks up to you to say, hello, how are you doing? What is your name? Please, can I meet you? Who would you tell the person that you are? Now, this may sound easy, but trust me when I say a number of us still do not have an understanding of who we are. Now, if you know who you are, one of the things that would happen is, one, you would know your strength as a person. You would know your weaknesses. You would know what triggers you. You would know what motivates you. You know, these are key things that you need to know about yourself. You need to understand your emotions. If you do not, your emotions will be everywhere. Everywhere. Emotional intelligence is very key. Now, especially for a time like this, when you're required to show up no matter what. How then do you show up when a whole lot of crisis happen around you? Perhaps your kids have been sent back home because you don't have money to pay the school fees, or maybe there is no food in the house, or maybe you are also sick, or a loved one is sick, or you just lost a loved one, and then you're required to show up for something you've committed yourself to. Yeah, okay, we're back. How then do you manage all of this? How then do you show up no matter what happens? This is where you get to know what your sweet spots are. This is where you get to know how you can hold on no matter what. How have you built your resilience muscle? You need to be so self-aware that you know when to take a walk and not get engaged. You know what triggers you, and when you see your trigger, you just say, I don't want to deal, and you just avoid the trigger, right? You know that it's not everything you get upset with or you just rant. There's certain things about that it enables you to take responsibility for your actions. The kind of results you want to see will be largely dependent on the kind of actions that you take. Now, if you're an entrepreneur here, the truth is your business, because you're the visionary of your business, right? You're the visionary of the business, and your business cannot grow beyond you, the visionary. You should be able to communicate and translate your vision, which is a mental image of where you want your business to go to your team members. And when you're not able to do that clearly, then it's difficult for anyone else to run with that dream. Because at the end of the day, the dream is yours, and you have the duty to best others can support and help you nurture and for it to grow. If you're a professional, the same thing. If you do not know what you're bringing to the table in that office, if you do not know that what kind of value you want to add, what kind of legacy you want to build in that space, then you will find yourself going in circles. So today I'm encouraging you to think, when you think about mindfulness, think about 5 key things. The first one is you need to show up. You just need to show up. Showing up is beyond the physical presence. You need to show up and be fully present, mind, body, soul, right? All of you. When you bring all of you into that space. Now, when you bring all of you into the space, You want all of you to participate. You want all of you to engage. Now, when someone comes across, also, she's so distracted. You want people to feel your warmth. You want people to understand you and to relate with you. You can't talk about self-awareness without being mindful. So these two key things are what I want us to really reflect on. If you want to get certain results, you need to look inwards and start changing certain things. Growth starts from within before it goes outwards. So let's start from things like being self-aware. Let's start from being mindful. Now, what are the benefits of practicing mindfulness and being self-aware? The first thing I can really say from personal experience is that it gives you clarity. When you know who you are as a person, what you stand for, your values, your belief system, it gives you clarity of the kind of future that you want to design. It gives you clarity on the pathway that you want to ride on. Now, when that thing it does to you, it makes you responsible. You're responsible for the kind of actions that you take and the consequences you get as a result of the actions that you've taken. And that thing that it does is that you grow. You find yourself growing, right? There are a lot of benefits to practicing mindfulness and being self-aware. You cannot give what you do not have. Yes, I know a number of things are happening. So some of the obstacles to being mindful, to understanding ourselves is, that feeling of overwhelm that happens. Everything happening at the same time. And the recent time in our country, Nigeria, you just feel as if you're in a constant state of movement. Like things are happening so fast. You don't know which one you're dealing with. You're dealing with the increase in the foodstuff, you're dealing with fuel, you're dealing with electricity, you're dealing with, oh my goodness, a whole lot. And I will usually say it's a lot, right? And then if you're not careful, you gradually slip into that state of feeling so overwhelmed. And if you cannot manage that very well, you find yourself losing track. And so I want to encourage us. One of the key things you can do is to take it slow, take it easy. You're not in competition with anyone. So once you just settle that and listen, hey, Joy, you're not competing with anyone but myself. I am on a journey to becoming the best version of myself. My journey has a process, but it doesn't have a timeline. Meaning that I need I need to show myself kindness. I need to be patient with myself. I need to show myself love, care. I cannot give others what I do not have. When the Bible says love your neighbor as yourself, how can you practice that love if you don't have love for yourself? So self-love is very key to being self-aware and to being mindful. When you find yourself being overwhelmed, step back. That's what I would usually do. Just the number of strategies that you can employ, right, to get you back on track. Sometimes you just need to be still. Sometimes you need to step back. Sometimes you need to slow down, right? And that thing you can do is to journal. How do you feel? Why do you feel that way? And all of that. We all create patterns in life. Whether you're a disruptor or you are in alignment with things, we all create patterns. One of the things you want to do is also to watch your patterns. What happens when I get upset? What usually leads up to that? What happens when I'm excited? So some of these things, watching the patterns of how you live your life, can also give you a point as to who you really are. Because who you are is an embodiment of the whole of you. The whole of you, beyond your name, beyond what you do. And so you want to know this. Another thing we want to do really is to meditate. Meditation is very good. As a believer, I really love to meditate because it takes a lot to still your spirit. It takes a lot. And if you're the person that thinks a lot, if you're one that overthinks or one that is too creative, it means that your brain will be working and pumping. Oh my goodness. So at times you just need to still that brain. You just need to still it a little bit by being present, calming it down through meditation. So think about some meditation exercises that you can do. It's really helpful. One other thing you can do is to break up your task into very small, manageable actions that you can take so that you don't get overwhelmed in the midst of trying to do too much at the same time, and then you lose track. You cannot be mindful, you're not aware again because you're struggling to meet up with time and all of that. So look at what you're doing, become more specific, break your tasks into smaller bits that you can enjoy doing as you move along. Life is meant for you also to enjoy. So whatever task you're doing that you're grumbling, you're not enjoying it, then it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because all of this adds to the process or to your journey of life. Right? Another thing I find helpful is celebration. I love to celebrate. Celebration doesn't mean you must call a party. You define what celebration looks like to you. It could be spending time with yourself. It could be with loved ones. It could be going out to watch a movie. So when you achieve certain milestones, do not wait for others to validate you. Please validate yourself and make yourself feel happy. You need to make out time to smell the roses. Let's take out time now for an advert. And then when I come back, we're going to talk much more and wrap up our conversation tonight. Yes, yes, yes. So don't stop. I want to see you.
Compass International Company is the best place to be. Our flagship product now is KIC White Chips. It's a product for clothing material. KIC bricks for decorating your outside walls. You can also use the bricks for inside wall decoration. And for people that want to build their home sheets, affordable and quality tiles, Compass International Company is the best place to be.
Yay! Welcome back, welcome back. And if you're just joining us, not to worry, you're at the right time, and you can also watch the replay. Tonight, we've been talking about mindfulness and self-awareness. And just to summarize some of the key takeaways tonight, we talked about what mindfulness is, self-awareness, also what is self-awareness, the importance of being mindful, practicing mindfulness, the importance of being self-aware, and we looked at some of the challenges and strategies for overcoming. We looked at the challenges of challenges to being mindful or being self-aware, and then we now started talking about some strategies to help us overcome those obstacles, right? And I want to leave you with this on this conversation. And that is to say that there is no one cap size fits all. The key thing is to know yourself, find out what resonates with you, and then do it. You can adapt some of the suggestions I've given, to make it work for you. Do not feel under pressure to do anything. Remember, you have nothing to defend, nothing to fear, and nothing to validate. No matter how well prepared you are, life would happen. So why don't you work on your emotions, build your resilience muscle to enable you to spring back no matter what life offers to you? And why don't you spend time enjoying? You're not fully present, you do not enjoy the moment, and you miss out on a number of things. So this conversation, like just like a wake-up call for us to take actions. You can understand your patterns by journaling. You can understand the pattern of your thoughts, can understand the pattern of how you show up, how you engage, how you participate, right? So I want you, if you've not started doing it, to start journaling your daily activities. It gives you an insight to really who you are, what your strengths are, what you enjoy most. And when you know this, it becomes easier for you to take advantage of opportunities as they come up. If you're not prepared for the opportunity, you will miss it when it comes knocking at your door. So mindfulness and self-awareness are really very key at a time like this to take us to the next season, to take us to the next level. So I hope you found this conversation very interesting. Now, before we go, I told her that something really big, big, big is happening, right? Tonight is our 192nd episode of the Friday Night Hangout. Honestly, I felt so excited just doing the countdown. We've come a long way from when we started the program during the COVID era, 2000 in May, and this is where we are right now. We've been going strong consistently. And here we are, the 192nd episode. And we're getting set to celebrate the 200th episode. Oh my goodness, it's going to be huge. Huge, huge, huge. So watch out for more information, um, well, we're going to give you just more on what we're going to be doing. It's going to be something different, something special, something thoughtful. And there will be a lot from me to you to say thank you for staying with me throughout this time up to that episode 200. Wow, that's a landmark. There's a whole lot we need to celebrate for that. So I just want to thank you all, and I hope you got some nuggets, you got some insights from the conversation tonight. And like I will always tell you, knowledge not applied is knowledge wasted. So think about it. What are you taking away from our conversation tonight? And where do you want to apply it? What are you committing to doing and doing differently to get the result that you so desire? Tomorrow we have an upcoming masterclass, the She Speaks Masterclass, and we're going to be having a conversation on the power of consistent effort. It's going to be a virtual masterclass. It's from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the power of consistent effort. Listen, if you have not registered for this class, you're missing out. If you just put She Speaks in the comment section, a member of my team will contact you. We still have time to get you registered before 4 p.m. tomorrow. It's a virtual class and distance is no barrier at all. I'm also a transformational coach. I always mention that. And there are opportunities for executive coaching. Yes, yes, yes. We have opportunities for me to work with you one-on-one. So if you're interested in that, you're going to see the email in the comment section. Just send us an email and we'll see if we're a fit, if we could work together. When you sign up for the executive coaching, you sign up for me holding your hands and walking you through your life journey for a number of time, for a certain period of time, right? Okay, so before I wrap up, I want to tell you that make out time this weekend to smell the roses. Always know that you're worthy of that dream. You can do it if you really want to. I love, celebrate, and honor you tonight. And I hope to see you next week, Friday, on another exciting episode of the Friday Night Hangout. I still remain your host, Joy Odieso, always excited to hang out with you. I hope this hangout was really nice for you. Let me see what you're taking away from this conversation. Please put it in the chat box. Don't forget to put your hashtag TGIF. Thank God it is Friday. And let me know some of the nuggets you're walking away with. As always, remain blessed. Love you till I see you next week Friday. Bye for now.
Oh yeah, it's a Friday night.